to go 18 years. They kind of their forwards are really a depleted forward combination. It's just they got guys like Colin Smith on the young guy, Philip Forsberg coming up now. Patrick Hornqvist, he's like he plays the style like Thomas Holstrom's always playing like but it's just it's thin. Like there's a lot of players, but guys that I don't think that are going to make a difference for the Predators at all. David Legwand, he's just ever since being drafted, he just hasn't really produced to what they thought he was, even defensively. So defensively as a forward, but so defensively is I think that's where their best thing with guys like Shea Weber, Ryan Ellis, Roman Josi. I like their defensive core a lot. Pecorine is always doing a great job for the Nashville Predators. The New Jersey Devils, 13 years. Martin Brodeurs out the door soon. He's going to retire. Next goaltender Wayne Scott Wedgwood, or they got to go free agency. Defense, not too much I can really say about them. Adam Larson and Bryce Salvador, probably the top guys. Rick Zelicki isn't amazing. Offensively, you got Ilya Kovalchuk, Adam Henrique. Patrick Elias is going to retire pretty soon. But after that, they'll have to go with the guys like Stefan Matteau. They got to get really young, and it's going to take a while for the Devils. New York Rangers, give them 12 years. Henrik Lundqvist, he needs to win a Stanley Cup because he's incredible. Great defense. Mark Stahl, Daniel Girardi, Ryan McDonough. I love them. Michael Del Zotto, I don't know how many they're going to keep because they're all restricted free agents after the season. Up front, Brad Richards, he might get bought out though. Love the captaincy of Ryan Callahan. Scoring with Rick Nash. They brought in Ryan Claude, they might keep him. The guys they brought from Blue Jackets, Derek Brassard, he really can help them a lot. Young guys like Carl Hagelin and Chris Kreider, they're quick guys that are going to offer offensive tools. New York Islanders, I'm going to say Islanders is going to take like 15 years. Love John Tavares and what he does for them. Matt Molson's underrated. Love Matt Martin's physicality style. But really kind of after Tavares and Molson, I don't trust any of their other forwards. Colin Poso, he can contribute here and there. Defensively, with guys like Mark Streit, kind of ends with Mark Streit. For me, that can really, you can trust. Calvin DeHaan, he looks like he can anchor that blue line for a bit, but I don't know how much confidence you can give guys like that. So they're young defensively on the defensive end, so they got to really pick up some guys for each. They got some talent in the wings like Ryan Strome. Love that guy. Love this Kirill Kabanov. And I'm hoping Nino Niederreiter really makes a difference for the Islanders. And goaltending, I'm not even going to get into the goaltending. Forget the goaltending. Ottawa Senators, 9 years for the Senators. Craig Anderson looks pretty decent. Robin Linier, when Anderson leaves the organization, he looks like he can take over. Defensive, it all starts with Chris Phillips. He's going to kind of help teach all the young defensemen how to play the game. Young defense, Erik Karlsson, Jared Cowan. So they got some good defense there. The forwards is where it's at. Jason Spezza, Mika Zibanejad, Jacob Silverberg, young guys like Mark Stone, Shane Prince, Matt Pumful, guys that are just coming in and just waiting to really add a lot of scoring touch. Mark Stone, they'll be good for the forwards, but they got to work a bit on the defense. Philadelphia Flyers, I'm surprised where they're at. I trust Steve Mason. I'm going to say 5 years for the Philadelphia Flyers because I think they have a great core all around. Hopefully they buy up Brizgalov and put a lot of faith in Steve Mason because I really think his style of play will help the Flyers. Defensively, Braden Coburn, it's where it's at. Maybe Chris Pronger comes back from his injury. But you got to really trust Coburn. After Coburn, I'm glad they're keeping Kimmo Timonen, and they got to really grow some defense and draft defense in big time. They need to make a trade and get Seth Jones. Up front, Claude Giroux, Jakub Voracek, Scott Hartnell, Matt Reed, Wayne Simmons. They got guys that can all score, all hard-working guys, and that's what they need in Philadelphia. 5 years. Next up, Phoenix Coyotes. I don't know if they're going to stay with Phoenix. That's a hard thing. If they were to stay in Phoenix, I'm going to give them 14 years. Mike Smith, he does a lot of hard work in that. Defense, they got Keithiano, but I can't see him really sticking with the organization. Up front, they're just really a lot of mucking, hard-working guys, but nothing that is going to really get you over the hump. Shane Doan, Adam Verbata, Martin Hansel, Michael Bodeker. So Coyotes I'd probably give like 15 years. If they move to Quebec, I think they bring in more talent, and I would probably move it down to like 8 years if they move to Quebec after this season. Pittsburgh Penguins, 1 year. I think they're winning the Stanley Cup this year. Crosby will come back from his injury. James Neal will overcome it. Chris Letang's come back from injury. Up front, when you got Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, James Neal, Chris Kunitz. You got your hardworking guys like Brandon Sutter, Tyler Kennedy. On the back end, Chris Letang, Brooks Orpik, Paul Martin. Hopefully he comes back and is ready for the playoffs. Marc-Andre Fleury will be kind of the hard guy to really put trust in. But they got such good young talent in the wings, not goaltending wise, but I love Scott Harrington. I love what he has to offer for the defense. He could be a future captain in the NHL. Next up, the San Jose Sharks. 20 years for the Sharks. Goaltending, just brutal. There's nothing waiting, so they need to really pick it up for the goaltending there. Sorry. Antti Niemi's put up great numbers, but he's not a Stanley Cup winning goaltender. Sorry. Defensively, they're old. Dan Boyle's got to go. I like Vlasic and Burns, but I find that they get injured a bit too much. And up front, guys, they just get old. Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau. Martin Havlat hasn't really contributed to the team a lot. Logan Couture is their future, but they're really thin in their organization. Freddie Hamilton might be their top prospect, so that's hard for the Sharks. St. Louis Blues, I'm going to give 6 years. As long as they put in Jake Allen in goaltending, I think he can help them win Stanley Cup. On defense, guys like Alex Pietrangelo, Kevin Shattenkirk, they're the guys. I love Roman Polak's style. He offers leadership. And then up front, David Backes, David Perron, Chris Stewart, they just offer a lot of grit, a lot of scoring capabilities. Vladimir Tarasenko, he's a high-scoring guy. I love Jaden Schwartz style. So I think they got a lot of young swagger talent that can help them win the Stanley Cup.